Amy Falcone plays Walnut on Penny Arcade Acquisitions Incorporated's The C Team. I talked to her about druids, character creation, and what makes a great dungeon master.
So I play Walnut Dawngrass. She's a wood elf druid with a dark secret. And she started off the campaign very selfishly, and now she's sort of starting to come out of her shell. She's a love interest, and she's like really starting to bond with the other members of the team. So getting somewhere character-wise. Circle of the Moon, definitely all about that wild shape. Got to turn into crazy stuff, and I don't think I've used my scimitar once. So it's like if I could just keep it all beasts all the time. So if anyone else is playing a druid, play Circle of the Land, because you just get so many more spells, and I think you get so many more, especially if you're like RP focused, focusing on spells and creative use of outside of combat. I think you give more utility to your team. If you want to be like very selfish, like I was, you choose Circle of the Moon, and then it's just really all about those beast shapes. And if your DM doesn't work that into your campaign, it's kind of just like a one-trick pony.
So, like, how is some of the ways that Jerry has worked that into the campaign?
So it's like right off the bat, he understood that it's like, I want to talk to every animal. There are certain situations where my character is going to get really emotionally worked up and just like almost sporadically turn into, like, say, a giant wolf. But then he plays into that, and he has the NPCs interact with them, or he has story beats that happen, like my character would be the only one that could smell something that's happening. So him just like being very versatile and rolling with the punches makes me look like a better player. So I really owe a lot to him being so versatile. I forget that there is an audience. I forget that there are cameras, and I get really involved in the story, and I get made fun of sometimes, like by the audience for being too into it. But it's like when I sit down at the table, I really do like the cloak of fantasy comes over me, and I'm in this other place. I'm getting to like be this other person and be with other people, and that's why I play. So I try not to let being in front of people mess with that too much.
What is your overall impression of Jerry as a DM now?
So I've known Jerry for a while, and the impression I get is that if he has a story to tell and he doesn't get to tell it, he will actually explode. I'm pretty sure that we're all here because he needs someone to listen to him and to play along. He, I don't think, writes the story. I think he like finds it somewhere and then just channels it. There's no other way to explain what he does. I would say in my 10 years playing Dungeons & Dragons, the best advice that I would say about what makes a good DM is listening to what your characters want and being able to roll with those punches. When you come to the table with a meticulously crafted dungeon and you're just trying to force them through it to have the interaction that you've already planned out in your head, that's like you puppeteering your players rather than collaboratively telling a story. And I think that's what makes it fun for most people.
What should everyone keep in mind when they're building a character?
Personally, I know it's really fun to make a character that's just like very self-centered and, you know, they're the lone wolf. But at a certain point, you have to really take into account the fact that they're going to be in a party, you know, and they're going to have to interact with other people, and they're going to be attacking alongside other people. And so giving yourself and your character room to grow so that there's some utility in their kit that they can, collaborate in combat. It's just going to make it more fun later down the line when you're kind of over those like basic character tropes and you're really getting into like character growth and the campaign is moving on and like everything's building. I mean, live streaming every single week, it's been like a huge time commitment with these folks. Like I see them guaranteed at least 4 hours a week. And I liked them before, but now I think we're bordering on like dangerously close to me loving them, which is really great. And I don't know. It's like now every week, like I crave it. And if we have a week off, like it's very upsetting. I love them. Yeah, getting to play someone else and be something different. I mean, it's the ultimate escapism. But I mean, hopefully, you know, I learn something. My character learns something. I take something away from that, and hopefully the people I'm playing with take something away from that, and that's what makes these these long form collaborative storytelling sessions so fun.